Can you make me a Southwest baked potato? Sure. I preheat my oven to 400. I scrub 4 large baking potatoes. I pierce them all over with a fork about 10 to 12 times. I rub olive oil all over them. I sprinkle sea salt all over them. Place them in the bottom rack of the oven. I set the timer to 1 hour. Halfway through cooking time, I turn the potatoes over and I place them back in the oven. I take 2 New York strip steaks out of the refrigerator and I leave them out for about 30 minutes to bring them to room temperature. I dice it up like so. Once the timer goes off, remove the potatoes, turn them over yet again, and set the timer to 30 more minutes once you place them back in the oven. Pat your steaks completely dry. Generously season your steaks with sea salt and massage the salt into the steaks. I melt a half a stick of butter in a cast iron skillet. I add the steak. I let it cook on one side without turning or disturbing for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, I stir it around to turn it over and let it cook on the other side for about 2 minutes. Remove the skillet from the heat. I take a tablespoon of butter and I drizzle it over the steak bites. I add a 4th teaspoon of black pepper, a half a tablespoon of garlic powder, and a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. The timer goes off, I remove the potatoes. I dice up an onion. I dice up a half of a red pepper. Keep a tablespoon of the butter in the pan and I heat it. Once it's heated, I add the onions. Be sure to scrape the bottom of your pan. Remove the onions and I add the diced red peppers. I melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan. Add 1/4 cup of milk, 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. I prefer to shred my own. I turn off the heat and I stir and mix until it's melted. I split the potato. I squeeze it together and I fluff the potatoes up on the inside, like so, and I add the steak bites. I add the caramelized onions. I add the roasted red peppers and some melted cheese. I add some sour cream.
This Southwest baked potato tastes good.
Thank you, Elsie.
You're welcome.